Good morning, it's Barbara. It is still morning, but only barely. But it's already almost 92 degrees. Yep, today's the day. Today's the day we're going to hit 100 if we do. Good morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. This is an old Clinique stick I found in my purse. But I do think you've seen it before. This was sort of some version of like Chubby Stick Moisturizing Lip Color Balm. Good morning. It's Barbara. Thank you so much for joining me for coffee in my big mug. It's almost gone. So I was trying to think of what I was going to update. So I had something to update you with. The thing I had to update you with is we had called the mason to get a second estimate on our chimney. We want to get the chimney refaced because it's got stucco on the outside. If you go back a few days, I actually showed you the chimney. And our first estimate was $16,500 or $300. $16,300, but we would get an $800 senior discount. So I called a mason and asked him to give us an estimate. Well, his estimate came in at $16,200. So apparently that's what it costs to do this job. It's insane. So we aren't doing that now. Oh, but that was the follow-up. I was trying to remember, but yep, we got the estimate from the other guy, $16,200. I bought my first house for $18,000. It was a few years ago. But, and I know I can't go by that. I mean, I don't even know that you can buy a car for that anymore. But still, it's a lot of money. It's crazy. So, it was just an idea because we've been kind of fixing up the house. And I thought, well, this is a thing we know that needs to be done and probably, would not disrupt our lives too much to have it done. Although the chimney is on the backyard side of the fence, so the dogs would have to be kept away from it, but we'll wait. I'm not sure what we're waiting for. I guess we're waiting till we have to do it. And waiting till we have to do it probably means that it'll cost more because something else will have happened. Whatever. That's a crazy price. Anyway, so we did not end up taking Aura's doctor's appointment is going to be rescheduled, so we did not take her to the doctor yesterday. But we did go visit. I went and visited her and listened to music with her, and she was singing along. I sent a little 15-second video to some of her family of her singing along at the music. So that's what I did yesterday, and walked the dogs. It's going to be 100. It got to 100. I forget where. Not too far from here. Yesterday. It's going to be 100 here today. I'm quite sure. Dennis is going to get the hose out and start watering a few things, because I watered on the deck yesterday. I'll water again today because that kind of heat is, I want to keep my flowers pretty. I'll sit over here so you can see my flowers better. I have my physical therapy today. I like my guy. You know, whether it's doing any good, it's hard for me to tell, but I really don't want to go today. But I'm going. I promise. Kim's gonna go see her mom today and then come here in the evening to be here to help her with her doctor's appointment tomorrow morning. We have tried to organize wheelchair transport to take her to this doctor's visit. Keep your fingers crossed that works. Meanwhile, yeah, not much going on around here. I am being very, very lazy. I haven't done anything on my list. I did make crackers yesterday. I should put crackers on my list. But I forgot to put them away last night. I opened up the dehydrator to let it cool, and then I forgot about it, so I had to turn the dehydrator on again for a little while today to, you know, whatever moisture they picked up from the air, because, you know, humidity. So I'm dehydrating them again for a few minutes before I put them away. Dennis made macarons, and they tasted pretty good. I made my little sandwich of macaron with frosting in between, and I put it in the fridge to harden, and then I forgot about it, so I need to go put it in a baggie and eat it tonight. They'll be ready whenever I feel like having dessert. My newses are so mundane. Did not spend any time except talking to you outside yesterday. I mean, on the deck. We did walk the dogs, but it was a short walk because it was hot. And macaron were resting to get their skin. Got to have a skin so that when they rise, they make a foot. They didn't quite make a foot this time. He's still working on that. But the texture is better. He's switched. He had been trying to use a different kind of meringue, and I just don't think it worked. So he's back to his old kind of meringue, and it seems to be working better. So he's working on perfecting his recipe. So that's good. He'll have fun with that. He's only making small batches, so we're not inundated with macaron at the moment. Meanwhile, last night he made pork and sauerkraut. So, but it cooked for, we didn't eat it last night because it was still cooking. So that's what we're having tonight. And, you know, he suggested, I had gotten a head of cauliflower, and he suggested, oh, we could make clam chowder. I'm like, oh, that would be delicious, except it's not clam chowder weather. I have gazpacho. I ate my gazpacho. So my gazpacho turned out good, and I have lots, so I have a couple more days of gazpacho, and which is much better suited to the weather, I can tell you, without a doubt. I lied to you yesterday. I did not knit last night. My arm has been sore, and it was sore when I was knitting the other day, and it's sore at different times than normal. I think I just really pushed those muscles at my last physical therapy, and so my muscles are actually sore as opposed to whatever that other thing I have is, if you catch my drift. We'll see what Brian says. Meanwhile, to be honest, I am not that comfortable out here. Well, no breeze, humid, and 92 degrees Fahrenheit, needless to say. Because if it was 92 degrees Celsius, it would be near boiling, right? Isn't 100 boiling? So, meanwhile, back at the ranch, I guess I'm going to go. I have no idea what I'm going to do today other than physical therapy. We're not planning to go see Aura because Kim is going today. and she'll let us know how it goes. We have made arrangements for Aura to get the bed. Yesterday at the music we got to say goodbye to Ruth, Ruth and Jim. Jim is moving to a different facility, and so we don't expect to see Ruth very much, but she was such a welcoming person. She was like one of the first people we talked to, certainly the first person who didn't work there. And she was like the welcome wagon. Remember the welcome wagon decades ago? There were welcome wagons when I was a kid. The welcome wagon was an organization that came and welcomed you when you moved into a new house or a new place. They came and they brought you gifts and coupons and information about the neighborhood and welcomed you to the neighborhood. And I haven't heard of the welcome wagon in a long time. I told her she was the welcome wagon, and she took that as a compliment, which it was. And, you know, she was old enough to know, to remember, apparently, the welcome wagon. I don't know if welcome wagons were anywhere else. But they were in the United States. It was, yeah, I think it was a women's organization that, you know, was welcoming new families, new people into the communities. And it was very nice. You know, they got coupons from local, you know, stores and goodies, all kinds of stuff, you know. I'm picturing a basket of stuff. I don't even know. But anyway, she was the welcome wagon and made us feel very welcome and gave us information that was very useful for us when we first came. So it's a shame, but her husband has deteriorated enough that he can't stay there any longer, and it's a shame. But I did get her number because it's possible that Aura gets to the point where she can't stay there any longer, and so I wanted to be able to get in touch with her and ask her what the new place was, you know, suitable and how she felt about it, and the kind of care Jim is giving. So, you know, we don't know how to evaluate a facility, you know. So anyway, I got her number so that I can contact her to see about her and Jim's experience with this new place, which is closer to our house than Fieldstone, so we shall see. Anyway, it's their last day today, which means Laura's supposed to get her new bed today because she's getting Jim's hospital bed, which was very nice of Ruth. She's like, does anybody need this? And we were like, well, we'll take it. Easier to move up and down and easier to get Laura in and out, and, you know. So that's the plan. Okay, well, I'm rambling now and I'm sweating. And I didn't even start my physical therapy yet, so I'm going to go. I will talk to you tomorrow. Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please. And if you know a Mason who's cheaper in Southeast Pennsylvania, let me know. Please stay safe and stay sane.